Mabuhay Pilipinas! Mabuhay Baguio City! Ako po ang inyong lingkod na isa, walang iba, Tita Ara Cutter, the one and only Ikit ng bayan. At syempre makakasama ko pa rin po ang aking partner,
Manang Lucy ng Baguio Chronicle.
yes po, at ito ang inyong programa. Pag-usapan natin to sa bayanihan. Alright, Manang Lucy, sino bang guest natin for today? At
Yes.
ano ba ang ating pag-uusapan today?
Alam mo, Juan, this is a very historic day for our collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
We're so honored to have with us today a well-known figure, actually. Hindi lang sa Pinas. Globally siya, She has served several years with the United Nations as a special rapporteur for indigenous rights.
Mm-hmm.
Also was the chair of the UN Permanent Forum for Indigenous Issues.
Mm-hmm.
And we are actually at their office of the Tebteba Foundation. She is now the executive director of Tebteba, and actually she was the founder of Tebteba Foundation. Okay, so ito kasing episode natin ay special. This is in celebration of Environment Month. And Environment Day. June 5 is Environment Day. Yeah, okay. So, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay hihingi tayo ng mga experience stories from the experience of Vicky with the United Nations and as Executive Director and founder of the Tebteba Foundation.
Pero we have to ask her first, ano ba ang Tebteba?
Okay.
Kasi ako mismo, I'm from Mountain Province. But I do not know what it means, diba? Ano ibig sabihin po nun?
Okay. Tebteba is an Igorot. It's a Kankanai term actually. It's a term of Bisao. I am from Bisao Mountain Province, and it's a process of debating, discussing, and coming up with a decision. So halimbawa, if there's a problem, halimbawa may problema, may usapin na nagtakul mo Tebteba, ganyan. So we'll go and discuss and look at all the different angles, and then we decide. So it's a process of decision making and consultation.
So did we pronounce it right? Tebteba?
Yeah, right. Tebteba. Ang takul mo Tebteba.
Now, ma'am, of course, you've been around the world. You have seen so much and you have learned so much as well. Ang dami mo nang nakita o natutunan at nakilalang iba't ibang klase ng tao. From that experience of yours, ano yung nakita mong pwede natin i-apply dito po sa ating bansa o dito po sa lungsod ng Baguio?
Okay. Well, ang isang nakita ko talaga, which is very inspiring for me, is yung the fact that indigenous peoples in different parts of the world, they govern themselves, no? Self-governing people sila, marami. Talaga, they are the ones who decide what to do with their territories. They have customary laws and they have indigenous knowledge, and they use this to govern themselves and govern and manage their territories and ecosystems, no? And for me, that is a very inspiring fact that I have seen in many places, whether in Latin America, or in other parts, even in Australia. And of course, here we also do that, no? We also have our own governance systems where we make decisions on issues, and we manage conflicts as well as we manage our territories, no? So that's, I think, is something that's common in many parts of the world. Of course, many of these have also been undermined, no, because of some national laws and systems that were put in place. But indigenous peoples keep asserting themselves and claiming that, because that's part of the right of indigenous peoples, the right to self-determination and the right to self-governance.
So, Ma'am Lucy, this helps us as well to, examine ourselves. Do we have to align our beliefs, our traditions, our culture to the laws of the land?
Yeah, there is may areas of commonalities yan. Kasi ang mga batas naman ay galing din sa experience ng ating society.
Tama.
But something about the indigenous peoples kasi, actually this was a quote from a previous interview made by John with The Guardian. So in 2017, that's like 7 years ago, no? This is an old one, pero ito yung tumatatak sa akin. Nabanggit ni Vicky na ang mga indigenous peoples, mga IPs natin, are the best guardians of the world's biodiversity. Pero pwede paki-expound
Okay.
naman yan.
Well, yes, kasi di ba ang the Convention on Biological Diversity, the World Bank, and all other scientific bodies have also been studying where is the biodiversity most conserved and developed, no? And the main finding, and this is a World Bank study, was that 80% of the world's biodiversity are found in, at least the biodiversity in forests, no? Are found in indigenous people's territories, no? Tapos, which is of course, we know for a fact because we defend our lands and territories and resources. We don't waste them. We have values that are in place that compels us to conserve our resources, because the land and the territory and the resources, those are the basis of our cultures, our identities, diba, our knowledge, and so we take care of this. And generally, that's the other thing that I saw with indigenous peoples in various parts of the world. So that is really confirmed by studies. Tapos kung dito sa Pilipinas, may ginawa rin ang DEN actually, and together with PAFID, like an overlay of where the ancestral domains are and where biodiversity is best conserved. Tapos may nagko-coincide. Nagko-coincide yung yung ganung kung saan yung ancestral domains, nandun din whether recognized or not, doon din yung pinakamayaman ang biodiversity. Diba? So maganda yung map na yun eh. In fact, I always show that everywhere I go kasi that is really an evidence na hindi mo iniimbento lang. Diba? Yung the mapping itself shows it very clearly.
At saka Manang Lucy and Ma'am Vicky, sometimes the IP is more knowledgeable doon kung saan sila nakatalaga minsan. So sometimes we really have to get their opinion.
Exactly,
We have a public consultation. Isama natin sila kasi they know better. They've been there.
Exactly, they live there, yeah. And it has been something that the knowledge about the place, the history, the stories of the place have been shared from generation to generation.
Minsan kasi hindi
Diba?
mo nila lahat. Minsan kasi ang generation natin ngayon, ay, istorya lang, data, kasta. A fairy tale. No! This is not a fairy tale. This is our story before.
Yeah. Oh, tapos it continues up to now. Ngayon nga, with the with all these evidences that are there, it really confirms na our practices, our laws, our customary laws, the traditional laws that guide us, and our knowledge, all put together, are the main factors on why this biodiversity is still riches in our territories.
You know,
diba?
Manang Lucy, I was watching Pocahontas.
Oh,
You know that,
yeah.
I've seen my granddaughter watching it.
I was watching also the song that they sang. It's about a tree.
Okay,
So, today is Environment Day. So, tayo kasing mga indigenous people, we treasure our trees.
Right,
Sometimes
yeah.
may pangalan pa tayo. Minsan nga pinapangalanan pa natin yan na parang kapatid lang natin. We take good care of these trees. No? Ma'am, ngayong panahon po na ito, do you see Baguio City as a city who take care of his or its trees?
Well, maybe in general terms, yes. I think because we still we value the watersheds, di ba? Kasi alam naman natin problema talaga ang tubig dito. And if we are not protecting these watersheds which provide the water, di ba? Di tayo rin naman ang hirap na hirap. Kaya naman problema tayo ng water din ngayon, di ba? So to a certain degree, in the past, at least we sort of have neglected that because of the expansion of the houses, di ba? Masyadong popular ang Baguio kasi kaya tapos it's a melting pot. Oo, ngayon popular sa condo.
Dumadami na ang tao dito. Coming from all places, sa all parts of the Philippines. At saka mga foreigners.
Ang dami, foreigners.
They're residents. Kaya nga, I'd like to go back to the recent experience dito sa city natin, di ba? For the longest time, I think it was only this year na ganun kainit. Kainit at saka normal occurrence na yun na pag summer may kahirapan ang tubig, but not as bad as we had this year. So, Ma'am Vicky, ano kaya yung mga practices natin na it could be from the Philippines or elsewhere in the world na pwede nating may recommend that they can probably look into, so we restore our, or at least enhance our water resources. At saka yung i-maintain sana yung microclimate. I know it's impossible to go back to the old Baguio that we know as children. But really, the world is changing because of what we call the climate change.
Yeah, exactly.
Lahat tayo, apektado. Buti lang tayo, hindi binabaha. Medyo mataas tayo.
Landslides naman tayo.
Pagkatulan. Yeah. So, ano kayang kwan?
Well,
from what you've seen around the world.
What can you suggest?
Well, I think that we still have to really ensure that the watersheds are really protected. These are not destroyed. No, I think that's number one because otherwise, saan manggagaling ang ating water, di ba? Tapos secondly, there have to be some rules also in terms of water use, di ba? Yung recycling, reusing, ganyan. Kasi talaga namang that's the way to ensure na yung water doesn't go to waste, di ba? Kasi halimbawa yung maglalaba ka, pwede mo naman i-recycle yan to flush the toilet, di ba? Tapos thirdly, I think na we have a lot of rain, di ba? Sa Baguio, ang dami-dami nating ulan. Pero somehow, wala tayong rain harvesting facilities, di ba? Nakita ko
for one yata. Yung ng Baguio Water District sa Santo Tomas. But I don't know if apart from that.
Pero imagine, I mean, that's something that we can use. In fact, imagine if we are able to harvest that water, di ba? Ang laki talaga ng, sobra-sobra nga minsan ang ulan dito. Tapos may times na wala kang tubig. So I think that our policy makers and our development planners should really seriously think about how to do that, to ensure that these water sources and water harvesting are done, as well as to also ensure na yung reusing, recycling practices are also done, kasi yung ngayon, di ba, sa waste, meron yung ganyan recycling and dapat sa water may ganun din,
Magandang suggestion yun, Dapat pala sabihin natin yan sa ating mga mambabatas. Let's do something about it, right? Parang dagdagan nila yung ating rain harvesting facilities dito sa lungsod ng Baguio. More into it, no?
Exactly.
Okay, napakaganda po. Sana nakikinig po ang ating mga sangguniakang lungsod ng Baguio. Let's do something about it now.
Okay.
Now, also, as citizens, no, ordinary citizens of the community, siguro at the household level.
Yeah.
Apply that.
Yes.
At saka talagang turuan yung mga bata. Ako ba talaga, maski we have grandkids or even with that, talagang tinuturuan ko na, pag nagbabrush kayo, patayin niyo yung tubig habang nagbabrush kayo. Kasi otherwise, ang laki-laki ng wastage. Di ba? Yung mga simpleng bagay na gano'n.
Saglit lang, naalala ko kanina umaga. Sorry po. Opo. Sige po, susundin ko po. Tama. Knock on my door. Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Napakaganda po, mini harvesting, taking up what you mentioned about water harvesting. Sa bahay-bahay natin, kung minsan we're so dependent on pipe-in water.
Yeah, but actually we can harvest ourselves.
May water tank tayo, supplies the whole house. But really, if you have even the drums, usually yung gutter natin, go right away, di ba?
Exactly,
Na waste na lang, na lang sa labas ng bahay. But really, yun siguro.
Kami talagang may
Bali
data.
tayo magsipon ng tubig mula sa ulan. Pero tandaan po, ngayon ay dengue month din. Kaya siguraduhin niyo po
na-covered para hindi nagbubahay ang mosquito.
So, ma'am, let us continue our dialogue now. Ang dami kasing nangyayari po na nagpapatayo ng kanilang mga buildings dito sa lungsod ng Baguio. And wala na tayong lugar kung saan po tayo maaaring mamasyal, kahit konting walkathon lang. Doon tayo po magkaroon ng ganito, diba? Na kung saan doon natin pag-uusapan, pagkwentuhan ang mga nangyayari sa ating bansa o sa ating society. Burnham lang. Right Park lang.
John Hay
lang. Wala na yung pwede nating lakarin kasi dyan lang naman banda. Dito kasi punong-puno na po ng mga bahay. Sa tingin niyo ba, dapat din pong bigyan ng pansin na
totoo.
Diba? May naman sila, may, parang ating mga barangay na covered courts, that's what they call it. Pero ang napansin ko, more than the one, is we have a concrete jungle na.
Exactly. And that's one reason.
Ng open spaces na sinasabi. Kaya nga sa ano sana, sa mga developers, sabi mo nga, ng condo, di ba wala bang requirement na dapat
May
percent of that property should be
There should be. I mean, it's the city naman that sets the rules, di ba? So there should be kasi otherwise, that's one reason why our water supply is also very limited kasi concrete lahat ang ano mo, paano i-absorb yung tubig, di ba?
And of course, that caused not only water pollution but also air pollution.
Yeah, of course, definitely. Yeah.
Diba?
Mm-mm.
And speaking of that too, I appreciate po itong mga barangay natin at ito pong mga nagpapatayo ng mga kondo at kanilang mga bahay na so far kahit paano nagtatanim sila ng mga
hanging gardens.
yes, mga hanging gardens sa kanilang mga places. I appreciate those kind of effort to take good care of our environment.
Kaya rooftop, di ba? Parang ganon.
Ay, dream ko yan.
Rooftop garden.
Yes, kasi wala naman na talagang space, di ba? Dito na lang sa taas.
Kaya nga,
Diba? Pwede yun. So, ating syudad,
Oo, yung kailangan mo talaga yung spaces, common spaces where people can go and relax and walk. Diba?
kasi di ba, Lucy, naalala mo, per barangay noon, may mga little garden.
Exactly, oo.
Little park.
Bakit wala na ba yun?
Wala naman. Ilan na lang po.
Talaga? Oo, kasi may designate na park per barangay, di ba, dati?
Kasi doon sila maaring tumakbo kapag may mga events din. They will held their events there. Hindi wala na po masyadong
Ay, sayang. Dapat ibalik ulit yun.
Paano po pag nagkaroon tayo ng earthquake?
Exactly. Saan ka pupunta?
Soil erosion.
Oo.
May bagyo. Saan tayo
Saan ka
maaring
mag-refuge? Oo.
Napanood ko sa Discovery Channel yung naabandon ng mining area doon sa parte ng Mexico. Ginawa na po nila ngayon na library. I'm trading. Mountain Bro sa Atlantic.
Nabanggit nga ni Ma'am Vicky kanina na nag-evolve din ang technology. So, well, the more recent operation, mining or even the method of exploring is also changing. So, I would say they're less invasive. And then even the processing of minerals.
Oo, kasi yung pinaka-toxic iba yung mine tailings.
Even modern mines now, they don't choose that. So, yung ito kasi yung balance ng development.
Of course. Environment.
Conservation. So, in fairness to the industry also, marami na rin pagbabago. But sad to say, hindi lahat ng companies are that responsible. But really, ang katotohanan yan, a lot of companies are investing on these technologies to be less harmful to where they operate.
So, I hope, ito pong mga na-abandon na mining area dito po sa Benguet province, especially po dyan sa lugar na yan, sana magawan po ng paraan. And they convert it into something na mapakikinabangan
ng mga tao. Exactly.
Para legacy.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, meron pong situation na nung last April nagpunta dito yung mga ilang kagawad ng country sa Tuba, and they were complaining about the expansion of Philex mines, no? And in fact, they wanted to, sabi namin, bring it to NCIP kasi supposed to be mag-hold ng consultation with them. Hindi pa nag-hold. Ganyan. Tapos, apparently, hanggang ngayon, hindi pa nag-hold. In the meantime, nag-drill na sila for underground mining, 140 meters na daw ang inabot. Kaya sabi ko, kaya yesterday, we brought again a letter to NCIP asking them to expedite the process of investigating this case. Kasi wala namang permission, walang consent yung mga tao.
That is country.
Diba?
So, we're calling the attention of Mayor Salongan. Please do something about this.
Yeah. Oo.
That's alarming, Mama.
Oo, ha?
You should have a public consultation first.
Exactly. Kasi kung mag-i-expand ka, ibang consent yun eh. Diba? Hindi naman dahil. Tapos nag-expire na daw yung MGB license nila. Tapos parang ini-extend lang. Pero actually nag-expire na.
Ganyan. Also the attention of DNR. Please do something about this MGP, ganyan din syempre sa ating mga official po dyan po sa Tuba, hello po sa inyong lahat.
Yes, medyo maraming gray areas dyan. But from what I know, is kung may mga changes in the plan of a mine or the operations, may panibagong permitting process.
Tama yan.
So, of of course, in territories like it's ancestral domain,
Oo, oo.
talaga nga they have to go through that. So
Oo.
it's one. We have to pay attention
Yeah.
to things like that. So,
And Felix Mining, please comply.
Exactly.
Comply po tayo.
Oo.
Para wala po tayong hour between the community
Exactly,
and
yeah.
sa pong kumpanya.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Felix Mining.
gusto ko lang balikan yung yung ating climate change.
Ay, okay, oo.
Well, I've seen some of the work done by the President. May ano sila mga nature-based solutions to climate change that draws from the indigenous knowledge.
Exactly, yeah.
Can you just briefly walk us through that?
Well, basically, it really emerged from the push of indigenous peoples in the climate change processes, di ba, na yung nature-based solutions means you are conserving your forests, di ba, the marine ecosystem, kasi yan naman ang nag-absorb ng carbon, di ba, yung, of course, maintaining the soil, kasi yung soil naman ang isang major factor din sa pag-aano ng carbon. Exactly, ang soil, kaya parang, tapos of course, the diversity, di ba, kasi yung nature-based solution, it also includes the diversity that we are protecting, di ba? Kasi halimbawa, kung masyadong drought, maraming drought, ang mga tao natin, they develop seeds that will adapt to the droughts or to the floods. Di ba? Alala ko nung nagpunta ako sa Ili noon, pinapakita nila yung yung mga pagwe, yung rice, na ginagamit nila pag panahon ng floods o kaya dapat yung kamote rin, di ba? Yung mga varieties ng kamote, na mas resilient sa ganyan. Halimbawa, mas may drought. So we have all these solutions na kailangan lang i-support para kailangan talagang i-reinforce further kasi these are the solutions that will really address the problem. Of course, it will not totally solve the problem, but the problem really is the of course we ask the main sources of carbon dioxide, yung mga fossil fuel companies and all that to cut back, diba, on their production and they push for renewable energy kasi yan naman ang isang solution talaga dyan. So along with the nature-based solutions, the reduction of use of fossil and exploitation of fossil fuels, and the support for renewable energy resources, then we have a bigger chance of being able to survive this. Otherwise, we're doomed, diba? Kaya talagang, if we don't do anything, and it's up to us to really do something, and of course to pressure the policy, the decision makers to also do their part, and to allocate resources for these things to be done.
So, it is really important, that we get the opinion of our indigenous people because again, they know their land, they know what they're talking about,
Exactly.
they know how to solve problems as well. Hindi lang po yung mga edukadong tao
Exactly.
na natutunan na yung mga bagong teknolohiya. Sometimes we have to go back to the basics.
Yes,
exactly. Of course.
Remember when we were at COVID? We go back to the basics.
Exactly. Oo. Diba yung meron tayong practice na yung nag-isolate yung pag talaga at saka yung kapag may peste, diba yung binabawal yung lumalabas at pumapasok. Yun naman exactly what the COVID approaches were. Sabi ko, ginagawa namin yan yung every time na may peste, halimbawa for animals, diba, we isolate the community para hindi nag-spread. Kaya marami tayong alam. Kailangan lang talaga na-appreciate ng mga tao at tigilan ng nila pag-discriminate against indigenous people. Pakinggan tayo.
Sana may mga mechanisms din to facilitate that engagement, the exchange of which reminds us, malapit na naman ang election.
Ay, oo.
So we should choose leaders.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course, definitely. Yeah.
Will provide mechanisms for the engagement with IPs.
Yeah. Okay. Oo.
Ma'am, any last message? Manang Lucy as well?
Thank you so much. Maraming salamat at binigyan mo kami ng pagkakataon na makausap na and participate in the discussion. So, this is a historic event, I call it, for somebody as prominent. We're honored to have you talaga. Maraming salamat po.
At maraming salamat din sa inyo, sa Chronicle, Baguio Chronicle, at saka Malitang Northern Luzon for giving me this opportunity to speak, and hopefully we will have more listeners so that we can share more widely our thoughts, and the action actions that we are taking to save not just the planet but to also save ourselves.
Yes. And hopefully we can get her again sa Indigenous Month.
Yeah, sure. Oo.
Observe.
Yeah, October.
October, yeah.
August 9 actually is the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples.
Okay.
Pero dito sa Pilipinas, parang yung October, yung ecumenical month for Indigenous
alright,
peoples. But August 9 is the day.
Yes.
Oo. Oo.
That's our next schedule.
Okay. Okay, thank
Alright.
you.
Salamat.
Maraming salamat din.
Maraming salamat po sa ating guest for today. At maraming salamat din po sa inyong panonood. Hari naman meron po kayong natutunan na maaari niyo pong ibahagi sa inyong kapwa o dili naman kaya i-apply sa inyong sarili.
Sarili.
Ako po ang inyong lingkod, nag-iisang walang ipatitang Alexander, the one and only Ikit ng bayan. Kasama pa rin po si
Lucy Pantanto, ex-conde ng Baguio Chronicle.
at ito po ang inyong programa, pag-usapan natin to sa bayanihan.